Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Manjiri Nadkarni live today for the Wellness Wednesdays. So, today we are going to discuss about hormones. This entire month, I have been sharing a lot about how to keep your hormones healthy. We have discussed mainly estrogen, progesterone, and different conditions related to the female hormones. And today we will be discussing another important topic, that is 10 foods that can help you restore your hormonal balance, right? And in today's world, because of the convenience, right? Like you're grabbing convenient foods, you're eating foods that are not necessarily healthy, but they're extremely convenient. You don't have time to spend on cooking or growing your own food, right? And it will eventually, impact your bodies. We have discussed about xenoestrogens before. If you haven't looked at it, or if you don't know what xenoestrogens are, please check out my previous video, and that will share all about these chemical estrogens that can be endocrine disruptors and totally throw your hormones off, right? I want to say a quick hi to Isha's here. NMCJME is here. I don't know what your name is. I'm just going by your Instagram handle. And I have a few people live on Facebook as well. So feel free to say a quick hi. And if you have any questions for me for today, please you can post it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, so perfect, let's get started. So number one food is my favorite food that I eat every single day, right? And my favorite food is ghee or clarified butter, right? So ghee or clarified butter is the number one food that can really help you restore your hormonal balance. And one of the reasons is that it is rich in saturated fats, right? While saturated fats have received a bad rap, we say that, oh, saturated fats are going to kill you, they're not good for you. The fact is, you really need them for your hormonal function, right? So, if you don't have enough saturated fat in your diet, and you need it in moderation, but cholesterol, which is found in ghee, it is going to be the precursor for your estrogen, progesterone, as well as testosterone, right? And ghee has important vitamins like A, D, E, K, which are fat soluble vitamins, which are also necessary for your hormonal function. And ghee also has certain butyric acid, which will help your gut microbiome. And your gut bacteria are extremely important when it comes to detoxification of the bad estrogens in your body, right? So this is extremely important. So if you don't eat ghee, that is the number one food you should start including in your diet. This is extremely important. And in different text, it is said that food should always be moist, and every meal should have some amount of ghee, right? So you need good amounts of fat in your body, especially if you are over 40. So if you're reaching that 40 or 40 plus, what ends up happening is, naturally this high wind or vata is going to take over your body, right? And sneha or fats are good ways to protect yourself against this excess vata aggravation. And there is going to be a natural vata increase, but it can get aggravated often, and that is why you will feel scatterbrained, you will feel lack of focus, you will feel extreme dryness in the body, dryness in the vaginal region, especially around your menopausal age, right? So including ghee in your diet, extremely important. So do not shy away from ghee. Definitely go for ghee. The second is another category of fat that again I absolutely love, and this is something that my grandmother cooked with. So I'm talking about coconut oil. So coconut oil is a cultural staple for people belonging to any of the coastal areas, right? So if you are somebody who has a nativity in any of the coastal areas, if you're looking at like Goa, where my dad's family comes from, or the south of India, where the coastal belt, coconut is eaten in good amounts. And coconut, especially coconut oil, is an extremely healthy fat. Coconut oil is going to help boost your resistance to bacteria, virus, as well as yeast. And it is also important because it contains something called lauric acid, which supports your hormonal production, right? Now, coconut oil has also been studied to improve this insulin utilization in your body and also can help boost your thyroid function. It also has MCT, medium chain fatty acids or triglycerides, that will increase your metabolic rate, that will provide energy to the body. And that is one of the reasons why it is important to include coconut oil in your diet. So, the number two food that can restore hormonal balance is coconut oil. We've talked about ghee, we've talked about coconut oil. Now, the third food that I am going to discuss is flax seeds. Right? So, flax seeds are extremely important because they have good amounts of omega 3s, they have good amounts of fiber, and they also have phytoestrogens. Now, last week we discussed about xenoestrogens and phytoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are the bad kind of estrogens, that are chemicals that can occupy your estrogen receptors and that can create 100,000-fold effect on your estrogen receptors and can contribute to a variety of cancers. Now, phytoestrogens, on the other hand, are plant based estrogens that can be extremely beneficial to you and that will help support your own hormones. This is especially important if you have estrogen dominance, right? Which is you have the bad kind of estrogens. And this is also important if you are menopausal, where your hormones are naturally waning. So if you start eating good amounts of flax to your diet, something as simple as adding a tablespoon of flax seeds to your food per day, is going to give you that phytoestrogen support. It's also going to provide you with fiber, and it is also going to provide you with omega 3s, right? So this is important to understand. So flax seeds are extremely beneficial when it comes to hormones. And if you are somebody who's, like, the one thing we say in India is, if you're making your rotis daily or making some kind of flat bread, one thing that you can definitely start doing is adding a tablespoon of flaxseed to every time you knead your dough, whether you're making breads or wraps. You can add it to your oatmeal in the morning, and this is going to give you that phytoestrogen boost as well as omega 3s as well as fiber. Swagata, I know there is a request for hair fall. We will be discussing that sometime later. It's not the scope of the talk today. So I will definitely discuss it later, but not today, right? Namaste, Uttamji. Thanks for watching this. Shannon is here as well, if I'm getting the name right. Rox is here as well. If you have questions about hormonal function, feel free to, share it here. Now, the next seeds are fenugreek seeds, right? We've covered ghee, we've covered coconut oil, we've discussed about flax seed. Now, fenugreek seed is another favorite of mine that has a phytoestrogenic effect. And fenugreek seeds also have a strongly insulin balancing effect, right? So, if you, and also for hair fall, because you're asking me like a tip regarding preventing hair fall, what you can do is you can take a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds and you can soak it overnight, and you can discard the water and you can chew on those, and this will help balance your blood sugar. This will give you the phytoestrogenic effect, and this is like a home remedy for hair loss as well, right? So fenugreek seeds are the number 4 thing that you should include in your diet, and that's really going to be helping you and it's going to be beneficial. Now, the next one is Nigella Sativa. That's the Latin name. If you are not sure what I'm talking about, in Hindi or language, it's called as kalonji. And kalonji is found in a lot of the North Indian kind of foods, It's the black seed. It can be called as onion seed as well. And if you have had your tikka, either chicken tikka or vegetable tikka masala, it's like one of the spices used especially in that recipe, or any of the flatbreads like kulchas, the black seeds, they are fantastic for your health. It's called kalonji, and kalonji is beneficial because it has tons of antioxidants, and they also have a phytonutrient called thymoquinone, right? So this thymoquinone has been seen to be beneficial in certain conditions, especially polycystic ovarian syndrome, right? So polycystic ovarian syndrome is a disorder where there are abnormal levels of your hormones. You could have high amounts of testosterone, your progesterone is going to be lowered, right? So there are various studies done where these Nigella seeds can regulate your insulin, right? They can regulate your testosterone. They can also regulate your thyroid as well as luteinizing hormone. And often you will see that in PCOS, PCOS condition, it is due to insulin resistance. The hormonal issues start much later on, but there is this insulin resistance that is one of the main factors that will lead to PCOS. So something like Nigella seeds or kalonji seeds, you can also find it in any of the Indian grocery stores near you. And you can add it, you can sprinkle on your foods, you can sprinkle it on your salads, or you can start, cooking with it. You can add it to your tempering, like tadka as we call it, or just if you're making any wraps or something, you can just sprinkle a little bit on top of it, and that is going to be fantastic to help with your insulin as well as help with your hormones, right? So we've covered five things so far. We've discussed ghee, we've discussed coconut oil, we've discussed flax seed, fenugreek seed, and the Nigella sativa or kalonji seeds, right? Now, there are a few more seeds that are beneficial. An example is pumpkin seed, as well as sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. So, three more seeds, right? So, I will be discussing a little bit about seed cycling. So, if you look at the holistic medicine for a woman's health, especially during the menstrual cycle, right? If you are having any trouble with your cycles, any severe pain or bleeding or clotting, right? There could be imbalances in the estrogen as well as progesterone. And to be able to help support these hormones, there is something called seed cycling that's done. So, day 1 to day 14, you'll be having flax seeds along with pumpkin seeds. And day 15 to 28, you will typically ingest some sunflower and sesame seeds. So that brings us to our next three, 6, 7, and 8. So number 6 is pumpkin seed, then sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. And the reason why we talk about these seeds are pumpkin seeds are really good in zinc, right? And they can support progesterone production as well. So having good amounts of zinc is something that's going to be, important. Pumpkin seeds again are going to be beneficial with their omega 3 as well as healthy omega 6 content, right? As well as vitamin E. So that is the reason why you are given, flax and pumpkin seeds. And if you look at sunflower seeds have something called selenium, which is an antioxidant, and it works in conjunction to vitamin E, and it will support estrogen detoxification, right? So if you have too much estrogen, then by that nature itself you will have estrogen dominance even though your progesterone is normal. But if you start having something like, um, pumpkin seeds or like yeah, pumpkin seeds, that's going to be important, right? Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. So just fresh methi will work as well as the seeds. Fresh methi can also have good amounts of fiber. It is also insulin balancing. So definitely, you can go for fresh methi as well. But if you're looking more for the hair remedy, or if you're looking more for insulin balance, I think seeds are better, right? Seeds are a better option. So seeds is something you can have it on a regular basis in small amounts. Just be careful if you have too much pitta, right? If you have too much pitta, then methi will increase the pitta, right? So going back to sunflower seeds, they are selenium rich, so they're fantastic. And then sesame seeds are again something that's very rich in zinc. Like most seeds are rich in zinc, and they will also support your progesterone production. And sesame seeds, another benefit is they're strongly vata balancing. So when we talk about vata dosh, is taking over your body as we age, as we go through too much stressors, as we go through that constant lifestyle where you're running. You feel like you're stuck on a hamster wheel. And this usually is heightened for women during their menopause, right? You start feeling scattered, you start feeling exhausted, you feel you have no energy. So sesame seeds will work fantastic at that point. Now, the other favorite seed, or not seed, the legume, the one legume that I absolutely love, and I recommend people to have it all the time, is mung beans, right? So mung beans are another food that is going to support your health. It is like a queen of pulses, it is like a superfood. And these are the beans that you can eat on a regular basis because they do not aggravate vata. What most people are not aware is they're also very balancing to the mind, which is sattvic, and they're also packed with estrogens, which are plant based estrogens, as well as they're packed with good fiber. So they are going to help support your estrogen detoxification as well. So that is the eighth one I'm discussing about. And when we go to the ninth one, these are cruciferous vegetables. So when we talk about cruciferous vegetables, especially if you are having any signs of estrogen dominance, right? So if you have too much estrogen in your body, it is going to contribute to a lot of problems. Weight gain is one thing. If there are a lot of xenoestrogens or foreign estrogens, estrogen related cancers are also very common in today's world, right? So to be able to detoxify these hormones, you need cruciferous vegetables, and these cruciferous vegetables are also going to support your liver function. They're going to help clean up your liver as well. They're all bitter tasting, right? So anything that from Ayurveda we talk about this tikta ras, right? Bitter taste, that's going to be detoxifying, right? So a lot of the cruciferous vegetables, they're slightly bitter and astringent, and they will help with this detoxification. So whether you have broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, or bok choy, that is going to be extremely beneficial for you to help detoxify these excess estrogens as well as support your liver, right? And when we talk about estrogen dominant cancers, a lot of these cruciferous vegetables have seen to be beneficial as cancer preventative as well. So they have certain components. An example is broccoli will have indole 3 carbinol, right, which is also a strong estrogen detoxifier. And if you have too much estrogen in your system, something like indole 3 carbinol is going to help. And I have also used it in a lot of my clients if they have any kind of abnormal cells as well, if dysplasia is starting. So I3C can be used therapeutically as well. So that's pretty fantastic. And namaste Harsha, thanks for watching this live. The last category is leafy greens, right? So, leafy greens are again something that should be consumed on a daily basis. And estrogen, progesterone, whether we talk about luteinizing hormone, whether we talk about FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, one of the most important factors that all of they require is a good folate or folic acid production, right? So if you have good amounts of folic acid, you will have good amounts of hormonal production, and you will also have ovulation. So a lot of the times, you see when women go through fertility treatments, one of the main problems is they're not ovulating, right? And then you're given folic acid supplements or artificial, like even vitamins, right? So this is something that's very natural and that is going to help balance your body. And the leafy greens also have good amounts of fiber, which will help flush excess of the estrogens out. It will also help flush any of the toxins out of your body. Plus, fiber always serves to feed your good bacteria, right? You want to make sure they're fed and they're happy. So whether we talk about turnip greens, whether we talk about spinach, whether we talk about romaine, whether we talk about asparagus, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, green onion tops. I also have some Mizuna lettuce. It's actually a mustard. It's called Mizuna. I have that growing in my backyard, and it's almost ready to harvest. So these are a few things you can definitely try. So I'm just going to go over what I've discussed so far. If you have any questions, do let me know by commenting below, or uh, yeah, typing it into the comment section on Facebook as well. So, ghee, number one important thing, you can have it with each meal. Small amounts, make sure you're digesting, but that's fantastic. Second is coconut oil, especially because of the lauric acid. It's very important for hormone production. Flax seeds, fenugreek, Nigella sativa. So, all these are fantastic for supporting your hormones. Flaxseed have phytoestrogens, fenugreek have phytoestrogens. Fenugreek, Nigella will both help you balance your insulin. Then we discussed a little bit about seed cycling, which took us to number 6, 7, and 8, which is pumpkin seed, sunflower seed, and sesame seeds. Number 9 was we discussed about mung beans. I think that was number 8. Yeah, maybe I messed up with the numbers a little bit. But we've discussed mung beans, fantastic for phytoestrogen, really easy to digest, do not cause gas, and they are extremely nourishing because they also have good amounts of protein. Then cruciferous vegetables are another fantastic sources of food that's going to detoxify excess estrogen. Now if you have thyroid related issues, especially hypothyroidism, make sure you're cooking your broccoli, kale, cabbage, cauliflower, or Brussels sprouts. Do not eat it raw, right? If you buy some coleslaw which is ready made, or like broccoli slaw, you can just saute it with a little bit of oil, steam it to deactivate the goitrogens. The number 9, if I count those three seeds together, is going to be spinach as well as other leafy greens that are rich in folate. And because I grouped those seeds together, now the 10th one, again, my favorite is turmeric, right? So turmeric is a spice. It's also something that's a medicinal herb, right? And if you look at turmeric, it is called as yoshit priya, that is a spice that is loved by women, right? And I always thought that, oh, it's loved by women because it's so amazing for our skin. It's going to take care of all the blemishes of your skin. It's going to help heal your skin faster. It's going to give you a nice glow. But if you do more research on turmeric, it has the active compound called curcumin, which is also a phytoestrogen. So not only is it anti-inflammatory as it's popularly sold, it is also a good phytoestrogen. So it's going to support your estrogens, and it's also going to help detoxify any of the excess bad estrogens from your body. And that is one of the reasons why including turmeric in your regular day to day diet is very beneficial. And a simple thing you can do is, you can start your day with a warm turmeric milk rather than having something like coffee, right? So rather than starting with lots of coffee, maybe just get started and with turmeric milk. And this turmeric milk, it has been one of the best things that I've added to my regimen. Now curcumin, there is so much research on curcumin. Curcumin can help with apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. It's going to help prevent any metastasis in breast cancer cells. It's going to support your health and prevent progression of prostate cancer as well. So whether you're a man or a woman, if you want to take care of your hormones, start incorporating turmeric in your diet on a day to day basis. You can cook with your turmeric, or the simplest thing is make a turmeric milk, and it's a nice nourishing beverage that will set the tone for your day, right? So I hope you enjoyed today's Facebook as well as Instagram live. And if you have any questions, please do post it here. And if you think this video gave you some important information, feel free to share this or tag your friends, here, and so that they can benefit as well, right? As a community, we all are exposed to xenoestrogens on a daily basis, and it is very important to start caring about your hormones and making sure you are having balanced hormones. And don't start thinking about your hormones in 50s or 60s, when they're already waning, right? You need to be proactive in your 30s and 40s and make sure that you're balancing your hormones, right? So thank you for watching this, and I will see you soon for next week's Wellness Wednesday. I haven't really decided the separate topics, but typically for the month of June, all we discuss is about thyroid. So that's coming up. So we will be discussing a lot about thyroid the next month, which is another important hormone. And we'll be discussing more about autoimmunity and stuff next month as well, right? Turmeric and coconut milk can help balance pitta as well. Yes, definitely. So you can use coconut milk in place of um, almond milk or something like that. Yeah. Perfect. So thank you all. I know I get distracted whenever I see comments, but have a fantastic day and I will see you all soon. Bye for